Well, good afternoon. You know, given the weather we have today, certainly the good Lord has blessed us and must be very, very happy with what is taking place here today. You know, there's a lot more that goes into helping, really helping, the homeless individual than is simply giving them a temporary shelter. While temporary shelter solves an immediate problem, it does not address the real problems that caused someone to be homeless. They need caseworker services, education, food, spiritual counseling, and a space to heal, grow, and recover. And yes, they do need a roof over their heads. But the Salvation Army follows the old proverb that says, give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. That is what sets the Salvation Army's homeless program apart, is their job training component. They have an absolutely stellar record in training people who are homeless so that they can get a job and become contributing members of society. Employment is the real key to solving homelessness. This list sums up the services that the Salvation Army here in Springfield provides on a daily basis to the most needy and the most vulnerable individuals. Theirs is not a program of simple handouts, but a full spectrum of hand-up services designed to better the individual and give them the skills and the mental fortitude to endure on their own once their time with the Salvation Army has concluded. That is why the City of Springfield is contributing approximately $1.1 million from our tax increment fund to help the Salvation Army to reduce the number of homeless people in our community. On behalf of the entire Springfield community, I would like to say thank you to Governor Quinn and the state of Illinois for their commitment and compassion for homeless people in our community, and a special thank you on how this expansion of services will benefit homeless veterans. We owe a debt to our veterans for what they have done for our country, our state, and our community. As they did their duty, it shall always be our duty to protect their health and welfare and provide for both the physical and mental care they rightfully deserve. Our governor has an exemplary record of service to our veterans and active duty service personnel. Governor Quinn has literally set a standard for measuring how state governments should help veterans. It is now my pleasure to introduce the governor of this great state to share more about the details of their most worthwhile investment. Governor Pat Quinn.
Right. Governor. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you. I want to thank Mayor Houston. I was state treasurer some years ago, and I worked directly with, at that time, Mike Houston, and now he's the mayor, and I thoroughly enjoy working with him now on important missions like this one. I particularly want to salute Mayor Houston for his commitment that all of us in Illinois and all of us in America have to deal with the fundamental issue of homelessness. It's important that all of us work together on this to help anyone who is homeless. A few years ago, I had a chance to go to Israel. I was on the mount overlooking the Sea of Galilee, and that's where Jesus spoke about making sure that we give shelter to those who need a shelter and home. And I want to thank the Salvation Army that I've worked with all over this state that does such a great job in helping those who need a helping hand. I think all of us are very proud to know of the great history of the Salvation Army in Illinois, particularly here. And when I heard the opportunity that our state had to work in partnership with the city of Springfield and with so many others who are private donors to this wonderful cause, we want to make sure that there, as has just been outlined, not only shelter, but programs that help those who find themselves to be homeless to get back on their feet. And so that means food, very important to feed the hungry. It means opportunity to get job training, opportunity to get counseling, and opportunities to go forward in life. Everyone deserves an opportunity, and that's what America is all about. So our state, we passed a law a few years ago that I signed, and it means that we're investing in Illinois. We invest in important things. We invest in roads and bridges. We invest in water systems and rail systems. We invest in building schools and repairing schools. We invest in laying fiber for the internet, and we also invest in housing. And we want to make sure that we always understand how important that is, making sure there is shelter. And so our state is investing today $1.2 million to make sure the Salvation Army has the resources to really expand their work in providing shelter to the homeless. And I think that's especially important because of the fact that in our state, probably about 1 out of 4, 1 out of 3 of those who are homeless are veterans, those who have worn the uniform of our country, they've answered the call to duty. They raised their hand and said, "Here I am, take me," to very difficult and challenging and dangerous places, whether it's Iraq or Afghanistan or Vietnam or anywhere else. Our veterans, as was just said by Mayor Houston, we've got to take good care of them when they come home. Abraham Lincoln, who lived in this city, his home city, his hometown, he said it's important for all of us on the home front to take good care of those who have borne the battle. So our state investment on behalf of all the taxpayers of Illinois is designed to make sure the Salvation Army has the resources, the needed resources, to take this building, which once was, I think, an insurance company, and repurpose it for the community, for making sure we do have places for people to stay, and also places for people to learn and go forward in life. So I think this is a really special day in Illinois, and I'm glad I'm in our state capitol to announce this. I really feel it's important to kind of read the roll here of all the people who made this day possible. Jerry Goldblatt, who is the chairman of the Salvation Army Board, and Gil Moorman, who is on the board itself, volunteer Fritz Pfister, as well, a board member of the Salvation Army. Tom Pavlik is here with us, and Sam Nichols, board members, Polo Zalo, a Salvation Army board member. I want to thank Captain Jerry Carr, who is the divisional secretary for the Salvation Army. Christopher Kennedy, a director of development. We work directly with Chris. And then all of our service members are veterans. It's very important that we say thank you to our service members and veterans every single day. My dad was in the United States Navy for 3 years, 1 month, and 15 days during World War II. And he understood how important public service was, volunteering. He answered the call to duty. He went forward in a very key time in our country's history. I want to thank all our veterans. Every one of you deserve our everlasting gratitude. And so Pam and Butch Ray of the American Legion, thank you for being here. I want to thank Terry Vance, who's with us as well from the VFW. The Sons of the Legion, Dave McNelly, thank you for coming. Joe Hunt from the Disabled American Veterans, the Springfield chapter. Gary Jensen, Deputy State Adjutant of the American Legion. Rose Conley, who is past Veteran of the Month. Thank you, Rose. Jim Duncan from AMVETS, Jacksonville Post. Jim Dixon, a Vietnam veteran with the Springfield Trades and Labor Council. Thank you very much, Jim. I was with him when he bought a home with our Welcome Home Heroes. I want to thank Senator Sam McCann, who's with us as well. On behalf of Senator Andy Manar, we have Dominic Watson here, and the city treasurer of this city of Springfield, Jim Langfelder, thank you for joining us, as well as Doris Turner, alderman of the city of Springfield, and Sam Conman as well. I want to thank Vera Small from the Sangamon County Board, and Paul Moore, who's with IBW 193 local, Central Illinois Building and Trades Council. He's the president. Thank you for being here, Paul. I want to thank Scott Saunders, who's president of the Springfield Trades and Labor Council, and Brad Chivey, business manager of the Labor's Local 477. Scott Saunders from the Painters District Council 58 is with us as well. I think I mentioned his name. And Jim Fleming and John Hayes from the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local 137. Don Ray from the Laborers 1084. And Bill McConnery and Jason McKinley from the Boilermakers Local 363. I also want to thank Tony Smarjes. I hope I got that right. Smarjes. All right, Tony was a Salvation Board member. Okay. And I don't want to forget Robert Timms, who is with the Pleasant Grove Baptist Church, and T. Ray McJunkins, Union Baptist Church, as well as Lawrence Hale, Pleasant Grove Church, Mighty Man Ministry. And especially I want to thank Charles Cultwriter, a veteran who has received services from the Salvation Army. I think we owe all of you who are involved in this mission, just mentioning all these names from all these different places and organizations and institutions, it really does your heart well. It says that we together, banding together, can do great things for neighbors who need a helping hand. And our veterans and all of those who find themselves homeless, we want to do something about that. And I now want to bring forward Major Stephen Woodward, the commanding officer of this Corps, of the Springfield chapter of the Salvation Army. Major Woodward, please come forward and say a few words, will you? Thank you.
What a great day it is, isn't it? The fact that we do have wonderful weather out here, but the fact that today is a day that provides hope. We wanted to provide an opportunity of a pathway of hope to help individuals to get off the cycle of poverty, to be able to provide housing opportunities for people to excel. I do thank Mayor Houston and this great city of Springfield and the support on behalf of the Salvation Army and what we're doing here in this facility, but also Governor Quinn and this great announcement that what you want to support us here, because it is helping individuals that need an assistance that's going to make a difference. The Salvation Army has been in this city for over 128 years, since 1886, serving this community, helping where it needed to be helped. And I'm letting you know today that the Salvation Army is going to continue to serve. And thousands of people are going to be served out of this facility, making a difference daily on behalf of this gift. And we could only do it only by the grace of God. And I thank that God has given us an opportunity to be here today, but to be able to serve in the best way possible, to be able to provide food assistance, utility assistance, but to provide a home that some people don't have, an opportunity to provide a chance to see hope within themselves that God has not forgotten them in this whole situation. I tell our staff continually that we need to walk alongside our individuals that come in. We don't know the stories that go and how someone has served and why they come and they need help and assistance through the Salvation Army, but we need to walk alongside them and love them and let them know that this is a place that they can call home, a place that they can know where they can see a difference being made in their lives. So I thank you for this great announcement for the Salvation Army, but more importantly for the people that we love in this city and Sangamon County that we will serve and will continue to serve faithfully. And I thank you on behalf of our advisory board, on behalf of those in this community that continue to give faithfully to be able to make a difference. So I thank you and accept this gift on behalf of the Salvation Army, but to know and see the faces of families and children that will be served in this building. So thank you and God bless you. We're glad that we could be here together.
All right, thank you, Major. Thank you very much, Major. Well, I want to say to Major Woodward and also all those who are here who have helped make this day possible, there is a passage in the Old Testament from Isaiah. Isaiah talks about righteous oaks, and everybody here is a righteous oak. That's a volunteer who goes forward, answers the call to service. Isaiah said, "Here I am, Lord, is it I, Lord? I heard you calling in the night. I will go if you lead me, and I will hold your people in my arms." And I want to say to the Salvation Army, you've held all of us in your arms, and we're very grateful, and that's why we're investing over $1 million in this great mission. If you have any questions, let me know, okay?
Why aren't we doing a better job such that the need wouldn't even be there?
Well, we have to work every day to make sure we provide shelter for veterans and all those who are homeless. This is one initiative in that area. I'm going to be up north in Chicago later next month on a new housing development that we've built for homeless veterans. I think we just have to double and redouble our efforts to reach out and make sure everyone who is homeless has a place of shelter, and that's a mission for all of us.
I mean, they shouldn't be homeless in the first place. Welcome home, thanks for serving. You don't
Well,
have a job and you don't have a home.
Yeah, well, I think we have to work together as a society on this issue. There are many, many ways we can serve. We have a website in Illinois, operationhomefront.org, that gives specific concrete ways for citizens to help veterans and service members serving today. That's a duty of all of us. It's not just somebody else. It's everybody has a role to play. And I believe in that. That's what patriotism is all about. And this mission here is a very important mission of the Salvation Army. they were about $1 million or so short to really get the project off the ground and get it ready to go. And so I wanted to make sure we fill that gap. And I want to thank the city and the county and all those private donors who believe in the same mission. So I think it's a team effort, and that's what our country is all about. When we see a need, we team up, and the only way to go. Thank you. All right.